A lot of pressure in my life because there's a lot of stuff happening right now. I'm probably gonna get housed with the country in, so that's the process of that is happening like this week. How soon I'll be in the room upstairs, I'm not sure. Either this week or next week, probably something like that. So that's a huge change. It really is. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. There's the thing about living with a lot of people. Even when it's difficult, well, not even when, it depends on how difficult it is, but there's always something going on, you know, and you don't really have to worry about it. It definitely is less lonely than living on your own, so there's that. And I actually think probably a lot of people who end up being chronically homeless, part of it probably has to do with how tough it can be to be by yourself once you get out there in your own place. I think that probably has something to do with it for some people. For me, it would be a lot easier for me to develop social life outside of homelessness if I were not being persecuted by the conglomerate, had no privacy, that kind of thing. Because that's, you know, it's not really that difficult to make friends. You know, this idea that I think the conglomerate has kind of held on to, that I'm like this antisocial person and have always been like so difficult, you know, such a terrible person who can't make friends, blah blah blah, and I'm so weird. And yeah, I mean, I suppose I've been through times in my life when I was like that, but I don't think that like the majority of my life has been spent that way. You know, even when I was really miserable, I could still make friends sometimes. You know, I mean, I was just more like your very unhappy friend. You know, I mean, I had other types of like things about me that made me a good friend, or some, you know, this kind of person that you might want to spend time with even though I'm totally miserable, that kind of thing. And then I also tried to work on that stuff. I tried to work on it, you know, because it's not like I didn't notice that I was in the hospital ever. You know what I mean? And so you try to figure out what you can improve about your life. Unfortunately, being in the hospital also means that people automatically treat you like there's like everything about your life must be wrong. At least it was like that when I was in the hospital, like almost 20 years ago. It's like, oh, you know, this is your big chance to change everything about your life. It's like, well, I don't think everything about me needs to be changed. It's just there's some stuff that's wrong, and it's really not my fault. But anyway, you know, and also is not some sort of like inherent weakness that I have that's made my life like this. You know, that's not an accurate description of me at all. But anyway, yeah. So I'm feeling like I'm feeling a little bit I don't know. I just have a lot of pressure right now. I feel like. Plus, I have to register for school, I think, this week, and I'm trying to figure out how that's going to happen. And I'm concerned about being harassed at school. You know, I mean, what's that going to be like? Everything I've tried to do over the past few years has just not happened. You know, I get hired, then I get harassed, and then I get fired. I try to go into a training program, either I can't get in or I get harassed so much the first day that I'm thrown out before the first day is over. And I just feel like, you know, I mean, I have to do something. So I'm feeling kind of just, I mean, now I can understand, after all the stuff that I've been through, I can understand the kind of thing that I couldn't understand when I was young, before anything had ever kind of happened to me in terms of like, at least academically, right? Academically, I mean, I've never really been bad academically, but of course being someone who was in most Yale accelerated classes pretty much all the way through grade school until the end of high school, I could never really understand how people felt who were like in special ed, that kind of thing. But after a while, and it's not like my intellectual ability has declined in some way, but I'm just so mistreated that I can't get through stuff. You know, I mean, there's only so much you can do when people are trying to make things as difficult for you as they possibly can. But I mean, you know, also being in the hospital helped me to understand to a certain extent also just what people start to feel like if, when they try, they are forced to fail. You know, so I can understand that stuff a lot better. You don't really want to try anymore because you feel like there's nothing you can do. I mean, it really is painful to really try and have people treat you badly no matter what you do, and then just have them kind of just ruin it for you. That's really hard. So I'm kind of feeling sad about that, because I'm looking at my situation. I'm like, wow, it's such a high chance that I'm not going to be able to do this. You know, that I'm just not going to be able to do this, and it's really bad. It's gonna, you know, I won't be able to do other things either if I get thrown out of school. You know, and I haven't even started classes yet. But it seems to me I'm probably going to get harassed, just the way I've been harassed pretty much everywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what I was thinking about I've been thinking about this for a while, actually, like months. I don't even know, a while, a couple years maybe. I did see Sex and the City episodes. You know, kind of around the time, not right when they first started getting put on television, but kind of like after that, I saw some of them, and I don't know the whole story. Like I kind of saw the first season, or first couple seasons, something like that, and there's some in the middle I don't really know, and then I might see what movies actually I think, but you know, they would have, and so some of it I thought was funny, some of it I thought was insightful, some of it I thought was just kind of a bit much for me, but the thing, obviously the thing that was good about it is it was about women, you know, about women, their sex lives, their love lives, their feelings, their friendship. The friendship part of it was really important to them. They were really close to each other. I mean, those things, that stuff was important, I thought. But then there was also stuff about, like, jokes that get made about, like, human nature and human behavior and that kind of thing. And one of the scenes that I've thought about, and this doesn't mean that I condone everything that anybody who was ever part of that series or associated with that series in any way ever did, right? But I mean, it's just like people have, there aren't that many people who are absolutely and entirely bad, you know? There's not that many people out there who are that way. They're there, but that's not, most people tend to be kind of both. Sometimes it's pretty severe, you know, what can you do, you know? So I was thinking about this, and this is kind of before I wasn't really thinking about any of the stuff in other, like the actual, like, real lives people who play those characters. But anyway, if you're just gonna, like, take this one episode, I just remember this one episode where there's this, Sex and the City had these parts of, like, the episodes often where you had just kind of like people just talking, right? People who weren't part of the regular show, but they were just kind of talking to the camera. And there's this one guy like, he's just kind of like your regular guy, right? But he dates models. He's like dating models all the time, right? And so sort of earlier in the episode, he's talking about, like, you know, how even though it's kind of it can be kind of inconvenient, there's like difficulties about it. He really likes dating models. He's like, who cares? I'm dating a model. And then later in the episode, he's like, I never get any sleep. You know, like they're up at all hours. They're doing all this stuff. They're running me ragged. I can't take it anymore. I can't take dating these models. And I feel like he's just like totally disheveled and just like he's just like on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And I've thought about that. Like in terms of it being kind of funny and sad with my situation with, like, celebrities. You know, there they are online, they do all these screwed up things, they've hurt me a lot, they've done other things to hurt other people, you know, and then of course in the midst of my life that's so screwed up, that is screwed up to a large extent because of what they've done, it's kind of like there's still some prestige associated with it. It still can be kind of an ego boost. Sometimes they're not all bad, but then what do you do with people who have, like, done so much to you? You know, but then I think of myself in terms of that guy that just kind of you're like average looking kind of guy, you know, from Sex and the City, who's like, these models, they're ruining me, they're ruining my life. So I thought about that sometimes. Yeah, I just feel like it's not for me. I think dating celebrities is not for me. It was never, you know, I mean, it's just,